welcome. We're back with another commentary. This one on the Neverending Story, one of the movies that terrified the crap out of me as a kid, but now not as much. But anyway, let's take a let's take our guests out of the back. Starting off with
I'll say it again with my chest for the people sitting in back. The Wheel of Time is not medieval fantasy!
Well, wait, what? Huh. Accurate, but what? Hold up, PewDiePie.
Technically that's not PewDiePie, that's somebody else.
That just looks like PewDiePie. Got
it. I think that calling Daniel Green PewDiePie is kind of an insult to PewDiePie. Considering he's Daniel Green is a bit of a show shill.
That's true. Anyway.
Which is extremely frustrating because I liked his content and then he became an idiot. And then let's bring in his worship, Mr. Codex. That's the word.
I never wanted this. I never wanted to unleash my legions. Together we banished the ignorance of old night. But you betrayed me. You betrayed us all. You stole power from the gods and lied to your sons. Mankind has only one chance to prosper. If you will not seize it, then I will! So let it be war!
Hello.
Ow, my ears.
Sorry.
No, not you. The clip.
Ah,
Indeed.
sorry.
Well, we're gonna watch a movie that I really like. I definitely did not get it as a very small child. So, what's y'all's history with the Neverending Story exactly?
Watched it in my father's trailer as a kid.
Okay, very specific. And did you like it? Hate it? Freaked
Well,
out
I'm
by
watching
it?
it again. So
That works.
obviously I liked it.
Nice. Yeah, I watched it a couple times. Definitely did not get it. I was like, it's a movie that really you need to watch a second time, and you need to watch it as an adult in order to get it. At least that's, you can kind of enjoy it as a kid, but there's just nuances that you just don't get as it until you're much older and can see all of the really neat stuff in there.
That is true.
What about you, Codex? What's your experience with this film?
I think my first experience with this film was Dominic Noble's review of it, I believe. Then eventually, some time ago, I did watch the actual film. Yeah, I did enjoy it for what it was.
Yeah, it's quite the good movie.
Yeah.
There's
Although sorry, go on.
no, you go. I was finished.
Then eventually I watched Nostalgia Critics reviews about the second and the third film.
Those are so. Those films are so bad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of amazing how awful they are.
I mean, it could be worse, really. I've seen
No.
worse films.
No.
Yes.
How could it possibly be worse than those?
It could be worse than the
films?
Willow. It could be worse than the Disney Prime Willow series.
I think that they are worse than Disney than the Willow than Willow.
Okay.
I would definitely say that
That's
there
fair.
were. I since like at least in the Willow series you don't have what is it, dinosaurs level animatronic of the rock biter singing Born to Be Wild and
Born to be Wild, huh?
Yep. Yeah, I just as bad as Willow was with the stupid lumberjack stuff, anachronism.
Yeah, fair enough. That's actually fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, it can't compare to like Born to Be Wild. So let's bring in Mr. Codex or no, Mr. K-Rim.
I think you've got to start wondering, what the hell is this plot?
Hello and good evening, everyone.
Hello,
And
Mr. Cave Vampire.
Hello.
And I too was born to be wild. So
Yes.
wild, in fact, that I decided to come a few minutes later.
So yeah, but we won't play the thing. Won't play the thing in its entirety. But just to give you an idea, this is what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
That's why I say this is the worst.
I see what you mean.
Like this is like bad as Willow is. It never did that.
It also just doesn't help that the puppet or whatever the hell that thing is supposed to be looked so horrible on that little strange.
Oh, we're going to see if. Sorry, go on.
Well, I was just going to say that it didn't help that it was a weird-looking puppet on a weird, rocky tricycle, and looking very terrible, all together.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to this film, it's a bit of a downgrade. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it looks so bad. Like that's why I say
we'll get to it.
at least Willow does not look like that. That's the only good thing I will ever say about the frickin' dog awful Willow TV show.
I remember watching an episode with you guys, and yeah, it was definitely weird. I didn't quite know what to expect out of it, what to say about it.
It was so bad that Disney ended up yeeting it off of their servers, so now the only way you can watch it is through pirate sites.
And there's much rejoicing.
Kind of surprising, considering how they still have a plethora of other bad stuff on their service.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how uniquely bad a lot of Disney's products have been, and that this one was the one they said, like, you know what? We're ashamed of this. we're legitimately ashamed of this. Let us not ever speak of this again. Yeah. So, yeah, it's so bad. It is legitimately one of the worst like sequels, possibly even films I've ever seen. There are very few things that are worse than the Neverending Story sequel, specifically 3. Like 3's one of the worst. 3 is so awful. All right. So, without further ado, let us begin.
The Warner Brothers Pictures logo. It feels so homely in an odd way.
So you're playing it on the actual stream thing?
Yeah, let me sorry, I just got it mixed up. I apologize.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That is such a good song.
The Never-Ending Story.
Yeah.
Do 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 do. I saw I heard it on the radio some time ago. It's such a memorable song that you can just listen to it on its own. Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I was talking to a coworker.
No problem. It all just fell suddenly silent.
Well, it should be silent. I just got told that I'm not going to be able to move around today.
What happened?
A coworker threw his back out. Thing
Oh,
with my
dear.
job is I have to stay at the desk. So I'm effectively chained there. And I only get freedom on Fridays when I have another coworker with me. And I do not have the other coworker with me.
And then
Nice.
you get our protagonist, or one of the protagonists. Mr. Bastion. Which is a cool name for a kind of wussy character, but eh.
The 80s did have some pretty neat movies.
Yeah, it was a very interesting time for child actors.
Yeah. We got Jake Lloyd 2 years later. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that Bastion's dad is very much a realist as compared to his son, who's a big dreamer.
Mm.
Well, that's as happens. I mean, my dad was, I don't know, a computers guy, while I'm a writer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's been such a while it's been such a long time since I watched this movie, so I may have forgotten quite a few details about it.
Yeah, my fingers can still do it.
Fantastic.
They're stiff, but they can still do it.
Well, my fingers are nice and flexible. The fact that they are magic fingers.
That's scary.
Well, that just means I can give an excellent massage.
Hmm.
Worst pep talk ever.
Yup.
As to those writing lessons you wanted, we couldn't quite afford them. Ah, yes. There's always that one scene with a bunch of bullies ganging up on the protagonist.
Oh, always.
I think it was only Daredevil that you had the protagonist beat the crap out of the bullies.
That is
so
a very clean piece of garbage.
Yep, that it is. Although, actually, the bins in outside my apartment building are also pretty neat.
Oh, that's nothing.
He is kind of sharing his cred there. I have actually read classic books.
I think one of them was Treasure Island, as mentioned here.
Treasure Island is a classic, though.
Like it was a
Yes,
very
quite.
good book. I should give it a read sometime.
It is a good book. It spawned some interesting stuff like prequels, like Black Sails.
Oh yeah, I watched that series. Very fascinating.
Yeah, it's a fun show.
Yeah, Treasure Planet's really good.
the way this looks, it's like the old man looking at him saying, "Listen to me, you little brat. Don't you go reading books. In fact, actually do read books. If you don't read books, then you ain't gonna be grown up wise like me."
But sir, I listen to audiobooks. It's like, get out of my sight then.
Don't you speak to me about audiobooks. Go buy yourself a physical book.
Audiobooks are good for when you're doing something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Best read by the one they offer.
Oh no.
Greetings,
Someone
Moon and
likes Oblivion a
Star.
little bit too
I
much.
shall now read to you many books.
Oh, hi, Trevor. I didn't know you were there. Hello.
Eh. He just runs away. Little bugger stole my porn. You enjoy that porn, little scumbag. Don't worry,
At least it wasn't 50 Shades of Grey.
There.
Ah, yes. The never-ending story.
Yes, math.
Slips into this little place.
Smart kid. Well, maybe not, but
He knows his way around.
This is a freaking creepy place.
It kind of reminds me of an attic in my old elementary school. Or at the very least, I think. I may have dreamed it. I may have dreamed something like that.
God damn it. I just got Disney
Yeah.
Monster.
Egad.
Yeah,
that's big.
That's some impressive map compositing work.
yeah. You remember it was a downgrade?
Indeed.
Yeah. Here comes the rock biter. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no freaking comparison.
yeah.
You can tell that he's a bit of a monstrous figure, but at the very least, he has a nice texture to him. A rocky texture, you could say. While in the third movie, he looked more like poop rather than anything.
Yeah. The way I would describe it as this has dignity, the other did not.
Yeah,
Quite.
something like that.
Oh yes.
Wow, that's still that looks so impressive. Like that still looks good.
Mm.
Oh, poor snail.
Oh, so it just disappeared.
Basically.
You know, I did quite like the costume design in this movie. It's kind of a nice, how do I put it? A very nice style to it.
Yeah, the guy's got priorities.
Honestly, the nothing is such a frightening concept. It's very Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
this overwhelming force of darkness that consumes everything, leaving nothing in its wake. Definitely Lovecraftian in a sense.
I wouldn't even say it's darkness per se.
Just
I would say that it's just non-existent.
an all-consuming void in a sense.
I think essentially, yeah.
Now that looks like a very beautiful vista right there.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
The morning dawn shining against a grand-looking palace of stone and white pure crystal.
Yeah. And the bat still holds up surprisingly well. It looks like
Kind of looks like a cute pug.
yeah.
They are pretty fantastical.
David Bowie? Oh no.
Oh no, come. And the funny thing about Atreyu is that him and the kid playing Atreyu and the kid playing Bastion look very similar, funnily enough.
Yep, he's a kid.
A young lad with a wild imagination.
Smart kid. Smart kid.
It's like, all right, fine.
Welcome back, Codex.
Those snakes are really liking to eat some tail.
Yeah, quite a fancy design. Although it does make them look rather tangled up.
So the funny thing is, I actually think that guy playing the guy who rides the snail is the guy who played the Oompa Loompas.
Really? In the
In
in the original movie?
no, I think in the new one, it looks similar at least.
Oh,
Ah.
I could be incorrect.
oh my.
Is it okay? Is it working okay so far? Yeah, this thing freaked the crap out of me.
Well, it is a mysterious creature hiding in the shadows with green jade eyes that pounces upon you as lightning strikes. The beautiful white steed. Let us hope nothing bad happens to it.
Indeed, that would be
Oh, hush.
a crying shame indeed. Indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Ness? That would be a terrible shame if anything happened to that horse.
Yeah.
I shall
That-
not deign to comment.
Let us hope it never gives up on life.
Men.
Now, this is another beautiful vista of what looks like a very crystalline valley.
Yeah, that thing's still kind of freaky. That actually looks really, really creepy.
I'll probably say that it's the textures on the fur that gives it that look, along with the pristine looking teeth. The bright green eyes don't really help on that as well. The Swamps of Sadness. Just imagine the kind of name. Why can't it be the Meadow of Happiness?
Alliteration. Alliteration.
Yeah, this pit also freaked me out.
I can't say if I really did feel that freaked out by this, but it was definitely a rather melancholy scene. Seeing this beautiful white horse just stand still and give up on life and slowly sink into the mud. Like, this swamp makes me feel too sad. I'm just gonna stand here in this mud and slowly sink.
Yeah.
Sad.
Very sad. And
Uh-oh.
we
That's
lost
two of
Dunn.
us.
And then there were two. So how was
Oh,
your...
now we're running the stream.
Yes, we are. That
Done.
was...
Get your ass back here.
Welcome to the Ness and Cares. So, starring Ness and me, Archive. How is everyone doing this evening or today? Depending on your time zone. And how are you doing, Ness?
Threatening Dunn to get back here in the other stream chat. Wait, what happens if you leave midstream?
I don't know.
Because we can't pause the video.
I just get the impression that he has very poor internet. Clearly he needs our European internet. So, while we are here, let me read a passage from the book that I've been reading lately. Actually, I'll do you one better.
Dunn's apparently fixing it.
Well, in the meantime, I'm going to keep the stream company with a passage from the Necronomicon. One moment. In fact, one moment. Welcome back. I was about to start reading from the Necronomicon to keep the stream flowing.
Probably. Yeah,
Oh, geez.
the scene with Artak is really, really sad. Because, and I think it's actually doubly effective because you don't see the horse sinking below the water.
Yeah, it's definitely a very melancholy scene.
And here comes the first bit of meta in this film.
You want to know the messed up part?
Hmm?
Yeah, you want to know
comes
the messed
the
up
most
part about the horse
useless-
in the book?
That he was an actual person, that he was sentient. Or what? Was that what you're thinking of, or something different?
The horse can talk in
he's
the book.
using the royal we.
Morla, the most useless character in this. She's kind of deliberately useless.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's why I say she is one of the most intentionally useless.
A character that disappears, says something, and then vanishes.
God, the eyes are going so wonky.
Hello,
Just-
funny looking turtle with big blue eyes.
Yeah, that stupid turtle.
For some reason, I want to give it a kiss on its nose.
Harry, you have very weird tastes.
yeah,
Oh.
I would agree.
Well, I am a very unusual man.
He's like, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh, come on. Look at its big, goofy face. Then
Doesn't
again,
even
it
look like
could
a
also
real
be
turtle.
the face that only a mother could love.
I suppose. I was thinking that's an abomination, mutations.
A mistake from God.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Go back to reading, young one.
Go back.
And yes, it does deserve to be made into a giant boot. So you could step on it all the time. That always freaks me out at school.
One thing that I really do like is how this little scene right here is really freaky. Like the atmosphere, especially as it's getting to the creepiest part, or like one of the scarier parts.
And then he is teleported into the book. Although I do find it very interesting that he was in this attic in school the entire time. And nobody thought about looking for him. Or that no one decided to even...
That's the 80s for you.
Yeah, the 80s, where certain obvious plot holes happen and we just accept it.
Yup. Don't give in, Atreyu. You got this.
Well, maybe he'll at this point welcome being eaten by a massive evil wolf.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but don't give up, Atreyu.
And here comes the simultaneously most adorable thing in the movie and also one of the creepier things in the movie.
Ah, the funny-looking dragon.
Yeah.
Would either of you want this dragon as a pet?
Mm, not really.
No.
I would much prefer something like Drogon or Caraxes. Or even Smaug. Smaug would be fun.
Smog would probably just steal all of your money and sleep on it.
True, but he looks cool.
True, but this one looks cuddly and loyal, like a puppy.
Yeah.
That is actually a creepy laugh. That wink is. That wink. Yeah, this. Yeah, it looks.
It looks kind of funny and cute and creepy all at once.
It looks. That's a creepy face. That's a creepy. That's a creepy face. That is. That
That
just.
is the kind of face you see in nightmares.
Yeah, that's freaky. That's freaky.
Hearing you guys freak out's hilarious. Now I think I know what I'm sending Dunn for his birthday.
Lovely. I look forward to it. Thank you.
Come on, Don. Don't tell me you wouldn't want to give this dragon a hug with this kind of face on it.
Not really, no. I think I'm good.
Okay, have it your way.
Sue me, I'm biased.
Okay. I shall sue you in the commemorative way of my peoples. And we don't actually have a way to sue people, so you're lucky then.
How nice.
How fortunate for Dunn.
Yeah.
The compositing in this film, it still holds up after all this time.
There are definitely very colorful and fascinating scenes and set pieces here. You got the Swamp of Sadness, you got the fantastic looking Tower of Crystal and Stone Palace thing. And this costume design is interesting in how do I describe it? It kind of looks unique in a way.
Oh, that's Finn Rizal from Willow. That's pretty cool, actually. I never noticed that. needless to say, do not speak this way to your significant other.
Oh, you're liable to get killed.
It has to hurt if it's to heal. Yeah, makes perfect sense.
You do not speak that way to your significant other unless they're into it. That's a very different reason.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, he is a dick. I forgot how much of a dick this character is. Uh,
No.
and he did.
Hmm.
All right, see you later. Ah, 1 second, Krim. Let's put that in. There you go. I'll take care of.
Thank you kindly.
You haven't had the movie the entire time?
Yeah, that is correct.
Oh my god.
It's why I sounded so weird. Oh, hello.
Nipples?
Nice architecture right there.
Indeed. Why couldn't they just go for smooth? This is the 80s. I thought they were supposed to be prudes back then.
Apparently not so much in special situations.
Kids'
I think-
movies?
I think because of the fact that it's a statue, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can have big, beautiful booba, and no one would be bothered if it's on a statue.
Ooh. Ooh, he is charred.
That's 80s G for you.
Run! Avoid the laser beams.
And the kid makes it.
Yay!
And there was much rejoicing.
Screaming into the night.
Yep.
I
Or
wonder
you could
what.
take it like a life lesson, like it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That is generally how a lot of looking in the mirror feels.
Yeah,
Especially
I sometimes feel a bit funny looking at my reflection. Although interestingly enough, sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and think to myself, I don't look so bad after all. Even when I think I'm hideous.
Different kind of facing the mirror, but that works too, I suppose.
Maybe I'm just saying it in a maybe it's
Literal terms.
yeah, kinda.
Since in more metaphysical terms, like taking a hard look at oneself on a morality level often is soul crushing.
Yeah, that is also true. Oh my god. I am actually a little boy reading a book.
And the meta story deepens.
Reasonable reaction for seeing someone else's.
Oh, it's going too far, is it?
But he can't get away from it. He has to continue.
I do admire this kid's dedication.
Well, it must be a very fascinating book after all. Ah, yet another beautiful vista.
Oh, I know why he says that.
You know, that line sounds very funny. Where can I find a human child?
Too bad the boobs aren't going first. It does sound downright evil in the wrong context.
Yeah, that is very true. Right in the sky, so free and please don't laugh like that. It
It's
sounds
freaking creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way that he's flying is kind of unfortunate because he looks like a condom. Am I wrong?
There is indeed a charm to this. It looks
Yeah, it's a
phony as
very-
hell, but it's kind of adorable.
Agreed. It's a surprisingly poignant film.
I mean, I really like the view of those mountains.
Yeah, no, not really. We hear it later, and it's just like, oh man, that's a terrible name. Oh, admittedly, we hear it badly, but it's still a freaking terrible name.
This does look like a very intimidating storm, but I don't know. It's also very beautiful in a way.
Indeed.
I do have to say, the kid who they got to play Bastion is actually pretty good.
Yeah. I think I watched the second movie as well, and it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, 2 is not the worst. 3 is the worst.
Would it be fair to say that the second movie is unnecessary but not unwelcome?
Mm.
Well, it's kind of weird because the second movie. So this movie is only based on the first half of the book. It works as its own self-contained story, and then the second half of the book is very, very badly adapted into the second movie. Since a lot of interesting stuff in the second half of the book. Oh dear.
I see.
The Wolf Paw Prince.
Did that wolf make paw prints in stone?
I think it's supposed to be sand.
Reminds me
Yeah, it
of
looks like
Dark
it's
Hound.
sand. It would be cool if that was a Darkhound reference. Or, no, this precedes Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time.
Oh, it's toes.
I have to get into that book at some point.
Yes, you do. You need to read it.
Yeah, by all accounts, it's a good book. I've never read it, but
Couldn't hold on to them with these big, meaty, rocky hands.
You know there's a reason I call you a gay vampire, right?
Because I have a very unique way with my words.
Yes.
And that is why you love me so much.
Not you too, Byakuga.
Yeah, I'm just pulling your leg.
That's for her girlfriend to do.
Excuse me. Get the lesbian porn thoughts out of your head.
How is tugging your leg pornish?
I don't know, but I've heard stories of you.
I have written a lot of same-sex relationships, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Including a threesome.
Nani the fuck?
Curious.
Hmm?
Meanwhile, I haven't written a single one. Well, actually, that is not accurate. I did write a story with a lesbian character, and I think I did it pretty well. But it is a story that I forgot because it is from a long time ago.
The story of his journey.
Oh yeah, I remember this scene. I remember those booba.
And then here comes the freakiest scene in this film. Not just because that wolf animatronic is freaking creepy, but also it's got a great voice. Ironically, voiced by the guy who played Skeletor.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Until we meet again.
Yeah. I told you we'd meet again, Arius, or whatever the hell your name is. Atreyu.
Dang, I wish that Skeletor had this voice, but then again, He-Man's the makers of He-Man are morons, so kind of there's no such thing as a good TV show, good He-Man TV show.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, 2002 He-Man series. No, he's got a point.
Yeah.
Ah, what a benevolent, creepy wolf creature. Oh wait, no. I may have misunderstood that part.
That is actually fairly poignant.
That's probably a very dumb thing to do. Tell the thing that's hunting you your name.
Well, you got no other choice. It's probably gonna kill you anyway, so
Yeah, true.
might as well go down fighting. Kind of in a similar vein to, say, like Peter and the Wolf.
Oh no. I have found his necklace, but not Atreyu. He must be dead. Dead.
So this bit is legit amazing how they managed to do this. The effects of this just still hold up after all this time. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it looks pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Did they kind of like make a big wind turbine and started blowing at it at full speed?
I think so. They probably did, and also like a big.
You could almost think that squawking was from a movie.
Yeah.
Dang, son. That's. I think this represents one of the more terrifying things. Like, this is a more terrifying win condition than even something like Infinity War.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does make the Thanos snap look tame.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just fucking creepy. And as well as just the fact that this entire world and everything in it is gone.
Left with only nothing other than the stars.
In one palace.
And it still looks as beautiful as the day it was created.
Sometimes the limits of human imagination are gorgeous. Just kid crawls out of the blanket. I have to agree there.
What?
Byakuya was saying limitations can also cause those to be creative. CGI is a tool when you use it poorly, and when you use it poorly, it shows. Modern films, so many of them just abuse that.
Yeah.
And not realizing practical with CGI is the key.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
this kid. She looks so dumb.
She looks very vacant. Yeah, the dialogue in this. Yeah, so this was the '80s cartoon of Skeletor. Actually, funnily enough. Yeah. Yeah. At least life can continue. Yeah. Yeah. It's. He's like, what is wrong with you?
No, but I am.
The kid's just looking up like, what?
Is she talking about me? Very accurate reaction.
He's like,
What?
wait.
Power breaks.
Very Jeff Mofo.
Uh,
Oh, that's super meta. That's super freaking meta.
that's
He's
creepy.
like, what?
This entire sequence with Minecraft music playing in the background is somehow calming.
Yeah. So this is the Yu-Gi-Oh logic with the name of the pharaoh.
Just give her the name, god damn it.
I'd give her the name Penelope. I don't know, she just looks like a Penelope to me.
God, this is creepy.
Stop staring directly into the camera, you creepy-looking lady.
Just shout her name. At the book, maybe? Moonchild. Of fucking course.
Moonchild is a very dumb name. I would have given her Penelope, but no, it has to be Moonchild.
It's apparently his mom's name, too.
I mean, it could just be Luna. Luna would be better.
Yeah, Luna would be better. But it's just, he says Mooch.
Well, it could have been worse. Could have been Moon Man.
Oh my gosh.
or from the comments here, Sun Soldier.
Sun Soldier? Why not?
What? You're getting a little bit inventive here.
Yeah, he's laughing. Yeah, it's just, you can't help but laugh because it's
Lunar
so,
Wart.
it's so dumb. It's such a terrible. It's so freaking awful.
Come on, breathe. Breathe with me, done. Just breathe
It's
in
just-
and breathe out.
It's so stupid. It's so bad.
Yes, we all know
It's so-
that the name Moonchild is bad. Let's now breathe with me. Breathe.
Yeah, let's keep going. I just had to pause it because I was just so freaking stupid. Pick another name.
Yes, indeed. You should have given me a better name, and sooner.
Be right back, guys.
Take your time.
One interesting thing about this that's kind of like bugs a lot of fans of the book is that Bastion just recreates the old Fantasia as it was, whereas in the book he creates a whole new world with a few returning people. Yeah, and then it gets to your really kind of OP thing in the second movie that they really don't understand.
Yeah! Hey, they're back. Although I can probably understand why one would want to just recreate the same world. Maybe it was considered as too beautiful to not be existing, or, you know, why not keep it as it was?
And the pettiness ensues. Oh, that's is
Eat the bullies.
the pettiness. The pettiness of children. Yeah, that's freaking scary.
This definitely is something that would. This definitely makes perfect sense. Tonight, News on 11. Some crazy giant penis dragon came flying through the skies.
Well, that was the never-ending story.
It was nice to see it again.
I would definitely say that it's one of my favorite movies. It's
It is
kind
a
of a
very
masterpiece.
It is a very nice and cozy movie indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so much richness too. So, any final thoughts? I think a lot of the film actually really holds up when to scrutiny. Like even the since both the on a meta level and on a story level, both of the uh, both of the stories actually have character arcs that work really, really well together.
Yeah, there is indeed a lot to the movie that is very admirable. You
Mhm.
can really appreciate the practical effects with the animatronics and all that, and they still do look quite
Incredible.
convincing, even though they look convincing even if they're a little cheesy.
Yeah, I think the one that kind of looks the weirdest is Falcor. Um, that one's the weirdest. But surprisingly enough, the Rockbiter, he actually still looks good.
Yeah, the textures on the rocks, they look very nice and worn out, kind of like a regular rock would probably look like.
Indeed, not like a fresh cut stone.
Something like that, yeah. I just landed on the funny looking bat.
Yeah.
He does look like he's made of wet rock, yeah.
Yeah, like moldering stones. Falcor looks goofy, but the rest of it looks pretty good.
Falcor looks like a flying penis.
I do like how they basically made it so meta, though. Just, oh yeah, you're reading a story about a story of someone reading a story about you reading a story.
And you have to really admire the fairly realistic reaction to the realization of the meta behind it. Like, I think we would all react with a very confused, what? Reading a story that's basically talking about us, the reader.
At this point, I wouldn't be too surprised.
Our lives are indeed interesting conundrums.
Yeah, I think I'm done my story, though.
Yeah, fair enough. So, any other thoughts that we wanted to add before we close up?
No, but you might be getting a dragon on your birthday.
How encouraging. I guess you're gonna bug Shy for my address. Great.
Why would I bug him for your address when I can just get him to send it?
That is also true. Alrighty. Well, we'll call it good for today. Adios, friends.
From the studio of Dunn's movie commentaries, we wish you all a very good night.
Night.